Hi y'all, Jordan Lacey here with Joe & Co Realty Group. Today I wanted to discuss with you moving to Texas. So I know a lot of y'all are over there on Google or YouTube trying to figure out where to call home within Texas in general, and I wanted to let you know and provide knowledge and value if you're thinking about moving to the Houston suburbs. So I know if you are trying to compare areas, maybe you're looking at Austin, San Antonio, Dallas. I feel like those are probably the most popular areas. And then Houston, I would love to answer your questions about the Houston area, help you navigate the suburbs out here. I specialize personally in the North Houston suburbs, but I definitely have experience in the other suburbs, and then I have colleagues down in the South. So again, I specialize in the North Houston suburbs. Here on my YouTube channel, I provide so much value about Katy, Cypress, Tomball, the Woodlands, Spring, Klein, Magnolia, Montgomery, Conroe and Lake Conroe. So all the way, if you look at a map, we have all these like cities, essentially suburbs, all the way from Katy all the way to like Kingwood, Humboldt area. I am right smack in the middle, so I branch out on both sides, including Tomball. I'm not sure if I listed Tomball. So the reasons why I love Texas and Houston in general is our job market is amazing. Like we feel like we're in a bubble because not only do we have oil and gas, we have education and we have medical. Our medical is huge here. There's a hospital just about anywhere you look. We truly do feel like we live in a bubble because whenever there's this market crash or housing crash or anything of that nature, we feel like we're not touched, or at least we're the last one touched in the realm of things like that. So our job market, our market stability, our things like that are very healthy. Our political climate down here is insanely healthy. As you know, we're typically politically, I hate talking politics, but we're typically a Republican state. Obviously, I believe like Houston in general typically is a little more democratic, but definitely it's a perfect balance of both worlds, and I rarely hear any complaints about our politics here in the Houston area. Again, hate talking politics, makes me feel so uncomfortable, but definitely it's amazing here. And now the people are amazing. Like seriously, I keep using the word amazing. I probably need to break out a dictionary, but the people here are just so hospitable, so nice, so caring, always willing to lend you a hand if you need it, hold the door open for you, help you carry that extra bag of groceries, kind of things of that nature. My husband was not born here, did not grow up here. I was born here. I came back when I was 17. I've lived in Kansas, Florida, Arizona. I moved like 60 times my whole life, but came back to Texas when I turned 17, and my dad and I didn't come as a child by myself, but anyways, what I was saying, so my husband is from Seattle, and he was in Hawaii finishing up in the Navy when he decided, where should I live? And he tried to think where he had visited where people were the nicest, and Texas stood out to him. So he came back to Texas because this is where people were the nicest when he, as a young adult. That was just like his knowledge of where people were the nicest. Anytime he met someone from Texas, they were super nice. So he came to live in Texas, and then we met and lived happily ever after. So the people here are amazing. The job market is amazing. Political climate is amazing. We have no state, well, obviously this is the same for all of Texas, but there's no state income tax. So maybe property taxes are a little bit higher, but as my dad says 6 one way, half dozen the other. So that's amazing. But there are so many suburbs within Houston that cater to any need. So many people retire here because the cost of living is so low. You have the water super close by. Not that it's the prettiest water in the whole entire world. It's not that Florida coast, but it's definitely water. And if you like to go fishing, there's tons of ponds and lakes and the ocean, tons of walking trails and biking trails. There's so many parks, but yeah, so many parks, so much to do, always something to do. You have Lake Conroe, Lake Livingston, Lake Houston, just so much to offer here. We have our own sports teams, so we have the Houston Rockets, the Astros, don't hit me. I know there's been a lot of controversy around the Astros right now, but and then we have the Dynamos. We have a lot of like male-driven sports and female-driven sports as well. Tons of sports, always something to do here. Tons of concerts, tons of entertainment. There's theater down in Houston. There's ballet. There's so much to offer. We like going to see comedy. We have comedy. It's like this huge hub that's including the airport. So a reason why a lot of people live here is because their access to the airport, and our airfare typically tends to be a lot less expensive than other suburbs. So proximity to airport would be another reason to move to Houston. But I really truly mean it, that there's a community here for you that caters to your needs. So again, I focus mostly on these north suburbs just because they tend to be the most popular ones. The schools are amazing, the people are amazing. Again, there's amenities within every single neighborhood that really caters to your needs. So we have the swimming pools and the sports complexes and the playgrounds and the preschools and the daycares, just all within this little community. So you're not stuck on the highway. So I know a lot of people complain about traffic. Now, there is almost always somewhere you can live where you can avoid being in like this crazy rush hour. So like if you lived in Katy, you wouldn't necessarily want to drive all the way into Houston because you're looking at an hour commute. But you can live in Spring and drive to the Woodlands, or live in Woodlands and drive to Houston and have this really okay commute, or a good commute. You know, it's all about perception and time of day and when you go to work, and maybe you go to work at midnight, and obviously commute would be fine no matter where you're working. But I, again, was born here and I came back, and I've always had a chance to leave, and this is just where I call home. I love it here. If I had one complaint, it gets a little bit hot, but you know what? That's good for you, you know, cleans out your pores, flattens your hair. Like I totally had really curly hair today, and now it's gone. Now, if you're worried about hurricanes or flooding, I have technically kind of experienced both in the last 17 years, but I haven't had anything catastrophic happen to me. I personally know how to avoid the areas that flood. We have actual flood zones here, so I would recommend don't live within a flood zone. Don't live on top of a river, you know, things of that nature. You definitely can live on the water like a pond or a lake, and you don't have any issues with flooding for the most part. But yeah, so if you're curious about the Houston suburbs and you're trying to figure out where to move in Texas, I definitely can help provide some assistance to you. If you're looking for a real estate agent with a ton of knowledge, I would love to be the one you pick. So again, sorry if I rambled a little bit, but I feel like these unscripted videos tend to be the ones that people really love and crave and really want and need. So I'm trying to do a couple more unscripted videos every week than normal. So again, my name is Jordan Schlacey. My brokerage, I founded it a little over 2 years ago. My brokerage is Joe & Co Realty Group. So if you see the Joe & Co everywhere, that is my brokerage name. And I am a mother and a wife and a family person. You know, I love my family. It's priority to me. So in my business, I have two things that are priority: my clients and my family. So that's the way I run my life. Every once in a while, my husband and child might be in the car hanging out because we're about to go have lunch, but you really wanted to go see a house, so we popped on over and showed you that house. If you can't visit, I can do digital virtual tours for you, so that's something unique that I offer. But my husband is also a real estate agent. He quit his oil and gas job this summer, and we're just real people that respect other people and love people and want to work and help other people. So again, Jordan Schlacey, my husband's name is Edward Persad, and we would love to assist y'all with finding your home and answering any of your questions in the Houston suburbs. So talk to you soon. Bye.